Why do you believe that you're bad at cooking? The fan will be going on and like the PC will like turn off halfway through the video, so I'm sorry about that. Most people who think that they can't cook just quite often have never really tried. Or if they have tried, they've tried a little bit and then they've just showed up and then it hasn't worked out well. And so they're like, okay, I guess I'm done, that's it. GG. This is a lot like other fields, right? The two main fields I can think of is dating and in fitness. In fitness, there can be people who go to the gym consistently and still fall like to this fallacy, right? Or there can be people who don't go to the gym and the reason that they don't go to the gym is because of this fallacy. So let's go over them briefly and then let's get back to cooking because I'm trying to steer the conversation back towards the culinary world as quickly as I can. So the people who don't go to the gym, honestly, there are so many less of these people than there used to be because, thankfully, people have been finding out that it's relatively easy. Like, going to the gym, even if you train hard, even if you train really hard, going to the gym is, like, really fucking easy compared to the other aspects of life, compared to, like, healing trauma, fixing your relationship with your parents, confronting someone, Lord knows, making an online business, because I'm still in the middle of that. It's way easier to go to the gym, and so it's not that big of a deal, and anyone who's like tried most likely can stick to it, and they get bit by the bug and they go like, okay, let's go. But there are still a few people who are at the level where it's like, oh no, I can't. They go once or twice, they go a few times, and then either they get injured or they get fucking, like, they think people are looking at them. People aren't really looking at them. It's just they're not really in a social mood, socially calibrated. Like just today, I wasn't feeling particularly social. I went to the supermarket, to the Russian market actually, and I felt pretty weird. I felt pretty like odd because I'm not Russian. Everyone there assumed that I was because, I mean, I guess I look a tiny bit Russian maybe. And everyone hit me with a "Здравствуйте" off the bat, and I understand like 3 words of Russian, but I obviously don't speak it because I'm Hungarian. And so I felt very awkward. A lot of people, because it's a new environment, a lot of people go to the gym and that's their new environment and they just feel awkward and they can't go, which they can, it's just in their mind. Unfortunate, but it just gets a little bit of resistance. If you get past that layer, then there are the people who can actually go, but they refuse to do either a certain way of training or a certain exercise because they think it's too hard, they think it's whatever. They refuse to train legs. Well, right now, the way things are, people get made fun of a lot for skipping legs, so we've remedied that. But even with training legs, people don't want to do the really hard things. People don't want to do Bulgarian split squats. They don't want to do squats both with good form and to a high RPE to like near failure. And they just don't want to do these hard things. People don't want to stick with the same exercise for the same reason that they think it's too hard. And this is very simply because they're not, like, okay, they either try to take too quick of a jump, so they're like, yeah, sure, I'm doing like proper good form squats with, let's say, like 185 last workout, now let's jump it up to 2 plates. They fucking fail on like the 5th rep or something and they're like, oh no, this is cringe, squats are actually bad for you, I'll just like switch to this easier variation, because they jumped too quickly. They did too much progressive overload at once and it wasn't very good. Just like myself, when I fucking record like 5 videos one day and then 0 for the next 3 days, is because I wasn't building up progressively enough. I wasn't building up consistently enough. As far as the dating example, so that's it for the gym. The solution there, by the way, is just to shut the fuck up, deal with your ADHD, and just stick to the same thing that's moderately hard, and then harder than last time. Unironically, the Greg Doucette model works, harder than last time. His character is questionable, but the statement is very good. The statement harder than last time is almost as good as like do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. So it's a very good like little truism to use. But as far as oh yeah, arm wrestling is another fitness example. Here I have a fucking, oh my fucking, there we go. Here I have 42 pounds of weights with which I can do pronation, which, hold on, pronation, which is wrapped like so, kind of a high pronation, which is wrapped like so. See how this only has 1 point of contact, and then I can also do a rise, which is around the knuckles. I can do some supinated shit. I've been training arm wrestling for a while, and the times when I quit and the times when I think it's too hard is just because I max out, I use way too much weight, like I try to use more weight than this, and I do the thing, I'm like, I barely get the weight up, and it just stops working, and it's cringe. And I get injured, and then I fear that injury, and then I get scared of it, and don't do the proper rehab, and then it's just there, it's just done. It's like extinction in like a psychological study. Let me try to get this down. It's actually like a lot of weight because I've been doing a lot of reps with this recently. It gets tiring after a while. So that's it for the fitness example. For the dating example, nowadays I can, like, 90% of people, 90% of young guys, this is their problem. They just, okay, their day goes by, they don't speak to girls, they go online, they watch something that says, actually girls are bad, you shouldn't speak to them. And then it's kind of like a cycle of like, I don't speak to this group of people. Why doesn't this group of people like me? Surely they must be at fault. So it's very, very easy, very, very simple. But just that initial stage of fear they can't get over. That's mainly the problem in dating. Or if they do, or if some guys like do go up to girls and like get some dates booked, like the date just ends up being kind of ass because maybe you don't, because dates are gonna end up being kind of ass sometimes no matter what you do. It's nothing necessarily wrong. It's just like you tried this combination. It's just like in cooking, you try this flavor combination, it doesn't work. You go on a date, you're not compatible. It doesn't mean the girl's a bad person, doesn't mean you're a bad person, you're just not compatible. But the date still lasts. So it's this confirmation bias thing of like, see, it was so difficult to get this, and even once I like had it there, it wasn't even worth it, so why should I continue? So most people quit there. It's just like jumping over moats, like jumping over various moats to a castle. For cooking, it's very, very similar. The pattern is very, very similar. You'll see that in these other two scenarios, if you're fairly, like, I don't know, proficient in fucking gym and dating, fuck knows I've been detrained from... Actually, no, I'm the strongest I've ever been, but body composition could be looking a little better, and the social life could also be looking a little better just because I'm focused on this channel on cooking, which is to say I'm trying to be, and then I'm fucking coping half the time, but that's better than coping all of the time. So... my wrist just made an amazing noise. So, when you're doing this thing, when you're focused on, when you're preventing yourself from focusing on something and you're preventing yourself from starting something because you think it's too hard in the first place, it's like, okay, use every rationalization in the world, and then the other people outside of it can see it clearly. So, for example, in the fitness example, let's say arm wrestling again. Oh my goodness, grip strength, ha 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 lol, gripper. And it's like, wow, arm wrestling is so hard to train for. Like, if someone says, wow, arm wrestling is so hard to train for, it's so, like, I'm not gonna do it, it's just cringe. We would make fun of them. The arm wrestlers would make fun of them. Even the non-arm wrestlers would make fun of them because they would assume, like, okay, it's just a skill, you just need to build it up. With fitness and dating, you can see, I hope, very clearly, haha, those are idiots in the examples, they just need to build it up. But then, when we talk about cooking, why are you not the same way? Why is that suddenly a thing that, oh, I'm so ass at cooking, I don't have the time? Could you imagine the I don't have the time to go to the gym people are exactly the same as the I don't have the time to cook people. Actually, the I don't have the time to go to the gym people have more of a point than the I don't have time to cook people, because every single one of your homes, I'm just thinking of like some fucking kid who's gonna comment, I live in a studio apartment with no kitchen. Sure, 99% of your homes have a kitchen. You can cook. You can absolutely cook. Shut the fuck up. Not everyone has a home gym in their house, so the I can go to the gym excuse is still cringe, because you can do Igor Voitenko. If you're in this situation, just look up fucking Igor Voitenko on YouTube and then just follow his workouts. It needs literally zero equipment, and then they're amazing. But those kids, the I can't go to the gym kids, have more of an excuse than the I can't cook kids, because literally all of you, like, physically, by the laws of physics and the universe, all of you can cook, because you all have a kitchen. Now, so if you can, but it's just the skill element of it, now is when we come down to the things that we actually can change. Actually, everything we can change, but now is when it comes down to the things that we may need to change, because it's not, after a little bit, it's not as simple as saying, making the decision, okay, fine, I should probably learn to cook. after a while, you're gonna be doing it, you're gonna be making mistakes, and either you're gonna be like, okay, fuck this is gay, or you're gonna keep on going and you're gonna realize this is super, super easy, it's super, super cheap, one of the greatest skills, it's a great date to take anyone on. Girls, boys, fucking, I don't know, cats, dog, whatever the fuck you're into. Great. You can actually feed, wait, you can dead ass low-key feed your dog if you know, like I made a joke there, but you can actually like feed your dog better if you know culinary stuff. If you just know like which cuts of meat are better, which organ meats are like cheaper. If you're in the culinary world, you can actually like fucking feed your pets better because then you'll know what cuts of meat are cheaper, what are more nutritious, how they taste generally. Like you won't feed your dog fucking ultra lean cuts of meat and think that that's better because the dogs need the minerals and the fat and the whatever else. You also won't feed them like fucking complete slop that comes from cans, because you'll find out that like you can feed them for cheaper with better ingredients. So it's just crazy. I made a joke there about like, haha, dog, cat, man, woman, whatever you're into, but genuinely, if you're a pet owner, you can feed your animals better with cooking. So, so many myriad of benefits, but once you actually do try it, you're gonna find you do run into some issues. Most notably, how do I show the camera this? I mean, okay, there are a few cuts that I can show you. I'm not sure how well they'll come through. This is a pretty good camera though. Okay, there. You see this little fucking black spot on my finger? This is like a pool of blood or like myoglobin or hemo, I don't know, something from a cut that I made to my pinky here. I know you can't feel it through the screen, but I guess you can kind of see there's like a slit here that hasn't exactly, like it's healed, but it's not fully closed up yet. Here on my thumb, which one was it on again? It was this one, yeah. I cut my thumb pretty badly while cooking for a wedding, and it doesn't come through on the wedding, it doesn't come through on the camera, but there's like a piece of the thumb that's like, you see it's the shinier piece there. I just fucking low-key sliced that off along with a good amount of the nail. So that's not very fun. I got then, where was the other one? I know there was sometime I was making a Philly cheesesteak and I low-key just fucking sliced something off again. Anyways, you're gonna get injuries. Then there's this big one. I wonder if I can show. There's this big one on my knee that's like high quality content. You see this big fucking like scar? This thing, I was cutting up garlic when I was like low-key 12 years old or even 11 years old or something. Unplugged headphones accidentally. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, yeah, I think it was like 12. I was cutting garlic with a brand new knife. I wonder if I have it with this knife. Still got it. Fuck yeah. Okay. Dalstrong Shogun series. You fuck with Eric Kanefsky in the background. I cut myself with this bad boy, which is pretty hefty, sizable blade, Dalstrong. Oh, you see the camera. Nice. But it's still super, super sharp after many years. You can hear that in the sound. I feel like Vegan Gains about to threaten someone in 2012, but no. So it was this knife, and then it's a beautiful knife. It's amazing. You can see like the handle is really cool and everything. But I completely fucking slimed myself out with that. You're gonna get injured in a variety of ways. I've been splattered with hot oil, not really badly, because obviously if it was really bad, it would be like an obvious 3rd-degree burn or 2nd-degree burn or whatever. But I've been splattered with hot oil. I've developed like pretty resistant fucking hands. Pretty callous hands, so I can like now grab hotter than usual things, and all that shit was painful. Dog, and shit was like, I wasn't used to it at the time. Like obviously it wasn't very fun to cut my finger open. It was kind of high aura because I fucking stayed working for like many more hours after I cut my cut a bit of my thumb off on the fucking wedding, and I stayed working. I was like, it's a flesh wound, it's fine. It was a Hungarian restaurant. It was very, very masculine behavior. But so, all these things, you can either get these injuries and then like bitch out, or you can learn from them. Because every good chef, like Marco Pierre White, can fucking show you at least like 10 places that he's been injured in the kitchen. I remember the head chef of the Hungarian restaurant. Whenever I would shake hands with him, he was like a shorter guy, but his hands were fucking like baseball gloves, like calloused and thick and whatever the fuck. Like my hands are long. I got like a little bit like Vitaly. Obviously, Vitaly's fingers would be like over here, but my hands are pretty long, but they're not like you can see they're thin. I'm trying to like build build up the areas, especially the fucking thumb pad and whatever, and you can see there's some like dimension there. But this fucking guy, it was like I would handshake him and it was ridiculous. Same thing with people on gear like Scott Mendelson. Scott Mendelson has so much aura. You walk into his gym, you like shake his hand, and then you can't shake his hand because it's such a big hand. Like you feel like a complete bitch, because you can't get your hand around his, and you're just like, I'm not trying to give you like the gate, like what's it called? I'm not trying to give you like the fucking not millennial, the Zoomer dap up, but I just can't shake your hand fully because I don't know. So that's all to say, you will get hurt, you will get calloused, you will get burned, and that's completely okay. It's completely a part of the process. Same thing as the fucking guy who's like, when I got rejected 10 times in a row. This is me. This used to be me. It's like, I'm getting rejected a lot. Actually, I think I should stop, I should stop even trying to find a girl, because I'm getting rejected a lot. Yeah, that's the whole point. The fuck? Like, you're supposed to get rejected. You're supposed to get burned, cut, scraped, whatever the fuck. For those of you saying, it's too hard, I don't have the equipment, you're just coping, there's nothing for me to respond to there, you're just coping, you do have the right equipment. I applied to MasterChef, with a fucking, like, rolling pin and a fork and, like, a fucking no electric appliances, basically, and, like, because we were living somewhere outside of our usual home during the time, and, I didn't get in, but I was fine. I still did all the applications. I fulfilled the requirements there. I don't have time. It's too hard. And no, it's not. It's really fucking easy. Just look at any recipe and any like tips I give online. What else? Yeah, I don't have time. It's too expensive. No, it's not. Steak prices specifically are out of this world. If you're retarded with shopping for chicken and pork, then sure, those can be expensive as well. Same with fish. But as long as you make good decisions and you prioritize, like, okay, if you're really poor, which I have been pretty poor. I haven't been like poverty level, but I've been pretty fucking like where I was young and I had to do like I had to work to what's it called, to keep to keep the family afloat as well. Like everyone had to pitch in, so it wasn't like a fucking trust fund anything. Here you go, son. Here's $1,000. Go shop whatever you want. So I've been through like a little bit of a few rough spots money wise, and also I obviously want to save as much money as possible when I'm living when I'm living by myself out in college. So you develop that skill of how to shop cheaply, and if you fall into that category, vegetables, legumes, which I know legume is just the word for vegetable in French, but like just in English, legumes are specifically like the fucking beans, lentils, you know, all that stuff. Super, super cheap. Rice is ridiculously cheap. The cheap cuts of steak can be just as good, if not better, than the expensive cuts of steak if you do it well. And if you like tenderize it with like fucking chopped onion or something. Or if you just dry brine them even. And then fruits can be slightly expensive, but you can just buy really cheap fruit or frozen fruit and you can like get the desired result either way. It's fucking jacket is good for like capped delts. Very good for making it look like I'm like six months more advanced in the gym than I actually am. Hey guys, Revival Fitness here. Okay, so prioritize those things. Grains are super cheap. And then you're all set, and you will survive off of that, and you can absolutely survive off of that. I know there's a bunch of retards in the comments for like, I'm actually carnivore is the best diet in the world. Is that technically true? I don't know. But what I do know is that it's super expensive. It's really, really expensive. And so if you're genuinely poor, then there's no point in you, like, people telling you on the internet, did you know that grains are actually bad and only peasants eat grain? There's no use in being told that because, like, you can't afford ribeye every single day, multiple times a day. And so there are absolutely, if you're in like that situation where you're like, I can't cook, I'm too poor. You are not too poor to cook. You absolutely can go with cheaper alternatives. You just won't be able to have like specifically ribeye every single day, basically. What other excuses are there? I don't have time. My parents won't let me. If you're genuinely like 9 years old, then maybe sure. But if you're like over the age of 10, then your parents should let you cook. Obviously follow food safety. Don't leave shit out for too long. Don't mix like cutting boards with meat and vegetables, especially chicken. Don't like be super careful specifically around hot oil, and when you're draining pasta water, that's also hot, but specifically around hot oil. But if some grease, like you're laying a steak down and it like splatters on your hand, it doesn't kill you, bro. It doesn't fucking kill you. Wear an apron. If something is splattering really badly, put like a lid on it or like a mesh thing on it, and then you're fine, bro. That's pretty much every excuse I can think of for cooking, so now you have no excuse. Go cook. Thank you very much. Mwah.